Let me tell you something most sports betting content won't say clearly. Getting good at sports betting has almost nothing to do with how much you know about the actual sport. It's not about picking winners. It's not about following the right capper. It's not about finding some secret that beats the sportsbook. And if you believe that, you're going to waste years of your life and tens of thousands of dollars figuring out that you were wrong. Because that's exactly what I did early on. I started with $1,000 in a sportsbook account. No experience, no mentor, no advantage. Nothing. Just me and a belief that because I watch sports every day, I could beat this. Fast forward 10 years, and I built a full-time income from sports betting, got featured in the Wall Street Journal, Forbes, Dr. Phil, and have coached thousands of people through the same process. And the thing that actually made me profitable had nothing to do with sports knowledge at all. It was a complete mindset shift about what this game actually is. Most people aren't stuck because they don't know enough about sports. They're stuck because they keep making the same behavioral mistake over and over again. They're treating this like gambling when it's actually a math problem. I've coached thousands of people at this point. Doctors, lawyers, finance guys, people who are brilliant in their own fields. And they sit down in front of me and they know everything about their favorite team. They could tell you every player's stats, every injury report, every matchup history, but they can't execute. I remember talking to a guy who'd been betting for about 15 years. He told me, I know more about the NBA than most ESPN analysts. I've watched every Laker game for 20 years. But I still can't make money betting on them. That's the problem in one sentence. Most people are focused on what they're betting on. But sports betting isn't a knowledge game. It's a process game. The person who has a mediocre knowledge of sports, but a world-class process, will beat the expert every single time. That's what I'm going to show you today. 5 mindset shifts that separate people who got good fast from the people who got stuck for decades. Let's start with the first one here. First one is going to be stop watching games like a fan. Let me put a box around a fan here, all right? Because you need to start watching them like an analyst. Most people watch a game and think, the Lakers looked amazing tonight. I should bet on them tomorrow. That's fan thinking. That's emotional. And that's how you stay broke. If you want to get better faster, you need to do something counterintuitive. You need to stop caring about who wins. Pick 3 games this week. Write down what the line was before tip-off. Watch the games. Write down the final score. And then ask yourself one question. Was the line right? Not did my team win or did I like this game, but was the line right? Here's your daily exercise, so write this down. Every single day, before you think about placing a bet, pull up 3 games from yesterday. Write down the closing line. Write down the final score. Ask yourself why the line was off by however many points it was off. Do this every day for 30 days, and your brain will rewire itself to think like someone who actually makes money doing this. So again, write down closing line followed by final score. You got to keep doing it, okay, for 30 days. And then see exactly where the difference is between these two here. And try to figure out why there was a difference between the closing line and what the final score was going to be. It's a great exercise to get you in the rhythm of trying to figure out the actual game rather than thinking about it like a fan. I had a student who watched basketball every night for 10 years and lost money every single year. Within 30 days of this exercise, his ROI went positive for the first time in his life. He didn't learn a new strategy. He learned to ask a different question. Fans who ask who's going to win usually lose. Bettors who ask, is the price right? That's the shift of actually winning. Let's get to number 2 now. All right, number 2 is going to be, if you feel confident about a bet, guess what? You are wrong. All right, this one's kind of funny. All right, and this one's going to sting for a lot of people, but I need you to hear it out. After I started getting the hang of sports betting, I went back through 6 months of my own track bets, flagged every bet where I felt extra confident versus the bets that I just placed because the criteria said to. And you know what I found? The extra confident bets won at the exact same rate as the normal bets. 0 difference. My confidence added 0 predictive value. But here's what my confidence did add. It made me bet more. I'd throw 200 on a normal bet, but then 500 on a confident bet. Same win rate, but the losses on my confident bets were 2.5 times bigger. Over 6 months, my confidence cost me thousands of dollars for exactly 0 additional winning. If you feel a rush of certainty before placing a bet, that's the emotion from your brain taking over. That's the exact moment to pause. Because here's the thing. The data doesn't have a feeling. The math doesn't have confidence. The spreadsheet doesn't care how good you feel. It just shows the result. Every student that I coach goes through this realization. They start tracking their confidence next to their win rate. And every single one of them discovers the same thing. Their confidence has no correlation to their winning. If your confidence isn't making you money, then what are you even feeling confident about? Now let's go ahead and get to number 3 here, okay? Number 3 is betting on every sport every day. All right, this right here is terrible, and a lot of people do it. All right, betting on every single sport every day is why most people never get good. You wake up thinking, what could I bet on today? And that's already the wrong mindset. The right mindset is waking up and thinking, does anything qualify today? And most days the answer is no. Here's what I see over and over with students. They have action on 15 bets across 5 different sports in a single day. NFL spread here, an NBA prop, MLB moneyline, NHL total, UFC fight, because why not? They think more action means more money. It means more noise. Limit yourself to a maximum of 3 bets per day and aim for 0 as your default. No bet is a valid answer. Passing on a day where nothing qualifies is a skill. Every forced bet is a donation. Discipline isn't placing the bet when you should. Discipline is walking away when nothing qualifies. I track my bets per day on my tracker. My best months are not the months with the most bets. They are the months with the fewest bets that all met the criteria. That's counterintuitive to everyone who thinks volume equals money. It's actually the exact opposite. Fewer bets, higher standards, more profit. That's the math. Let's go ahead and get to number 4 now. Okay? Number 4 is going to be the process and how important that actually is. Okay? The process is most important before each bet. The process that you run before every single bet is actually the real edge, not the pick. Before every bet I place, I run the same 4-step check. First, I'll calculate the implied probability from the sportsbook's odds. Second, I calculate my estimated true probability based on the data. Third, I verify the gap, making sure that it's at least 3%. Then fourth, I check my bankroll and calculate exactly the amount that I'm going to put on that bet. Once I'm in, I do not deviate. You don't adjust the unit size because you feel better about it. You do it because the data tells you to. You don't skip the research because it's a team you know. You don't raise your stake because you're up for the day. You execute the process every single time exactly the same way. Most bettors don't lose because they can't identify value. They lose because they can't stay consistent with their process. They do the full analysis on Monday, then on Thursday, when they're tired, they throw a bet on because it looks right. That Thursday bet is the one that takes them down for the entire month. The people who get good fast are the ones who build a process so automatic they can't break it. They don't even think about deviating because the process is the bet. No process, no bet. That's the rule. Now let's go ahead and get to number 5 is one system applied 500 times beats 5 systems applied 100 times. Okay, this goes back to an old quote from Bruce Lee. All right, Bruce Lee said, if you practice one kick 10,000 times, you will master that kick. But if you try 100 different kicks 1,000 times, you will not master any of them. Same thing applies here with sports betting. If you're trying 5 different systems and you're just all over the place, it creates complete chaos. Every week you see on YouTube a new sports betting YouTuber that's releasing a different pick or a different strategy. They don't even show strategy, to be honest with you. They're just showing their picks, right? But they'll show you the basic stuff. Sharp money tracker, reverse line movement, any of that garbage. And most bettors collect these like Pokemon cards, jumping to the next shiny strategy every time the current one has a bad week. You don't need more information. You need more reps with the information you already have. If you pick one approach and commit to 500 track bets before judging it, you'll know with certainty whether it works or not. 500 bets is enough data to separate signal from noise. Most people quit after 20 bets because they had a rough stretch. 20 bets tells you absolutely nothing. The variance in 20 bets is so high that a positive expected value system can easily lose and a negative expected value system can easily win. 500 reps, one system. That's the commitment and the repetition that builds actual skill. Not reading, not the watching, but the doing. Now let's go ahead and get to number 6 here. Number 6 is the routine, okay? Routine creates consistency. And consistency is where improvement actually happens. Here's something most people get wrong. Improvement in sports betting doesn't happen during the game. It happens after every bet settles. Now, after every bet settles, I do a 2-minute review. Did I follow my process? Was my true probability estimate actually correct? If it lost, was it a bad beat or was it actually a bad bet? If it won, was it because it was skill or variance? That 2-minute review compounds over hundreds and thousands of bets into genuine expertise. The person who bets and moves on learns nothing. The person who bets, reflects, and adjusts gets better every single day. This isn't the fast way most people want. They want overnight. They want a magic system. They want to click a button and get rich. But time is going to pass anyway. The question is whether you're actually improving or just staying busy. A year from now, you're going to be somewhere. Either you're a year deeper into the same losing cycle, or you're 500 disciplined bets in with a tracked ROI and a real edge. Both versions of you exist. The only difference is what you did with the next 90 days. 6 shifts that I just taught you. Watch games like an analyst, not a fan. Trust the data, not your confidence. Limit your volume. Run the process every time. Focus on reps, not new information. Review after every bet. None of this is complicated. All of it is hard because it requires you to be disciplined in a world built to make you emotional. But the people who do these things over and over are the people who actually make money doing this. And my tracker proves it over thousands of tracked bets. Now, if you want to see exactly how I apply all this every single day, make sure you guys click the link in the description. As always, I'm Frank with Linemaker Sports. I'll see you guys in the next video. Till then, I'm out.